A very good afternoon to all our viewers and welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live and direct from the News1st studios here in Colombo. For the News1st team, I'm Azra Hassan. Now headlines. Herd of 40 elephants cornered in an operation to drive away wild elephants in Hambantota. 3 arrested at the BIA with foreign currency worth 48 million rupees. Government opens community health center in Galembindranawaba. China Industrial Park explosion kills 19. Sri Lankan bowlers rip through the protest batting order on day 2 of the first test. On to our lead story now. The visiting Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, General Prayut Chan-o-cha, called on his Sri Lankan counterpart, Ranil Wickremesinghe, this morning.
The meeting between the two Prime Ministers centered on economic cooperation, trade and investments between the two countries. This evening, the visiting Thai Prime Minister is scheduled to visit the temple of the sacred Tooth Relic and obtain blessings. Thereafter, he is expected to meet with the Mahanayakas of the Asgiri and Malwatu chapters. The Thai Prime Minister will thereafter plant a sapling at the Peradeniya Botanical Garden to mark his visit. Last evening, the visiting Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, General Prayut Chan-o-cha, and President Maithripala Sirisena discussed matters of mutual interest to deepen cooperation between Sri Lanka and Thailand. Following bilateral discussions at the Presidential Secretariat, last evening the two leaders witnessed the signing of 4 memorandums of understanding between the two countries.
Let's now have a listen to some of the views expressed in the political arena.
Mahinda Rajapaksa says there is an increase in drugs and violence, but it is Mahinda Rajapaksa who protected the previous drug kingpin when the STF was about to arrest that man. All the drug barons during his time are now behind bars, but they have not let go of their old habits. They are operating from behind bars as well. That is why President Maithripala Sirisena reached a decision on what is the suitable punishment for them. Under his power, I do not think anyone in cabinet would oppose that decision. There are certain shortcomings with respect to several areas in the law. They are spreading the topic of the capital punishment because the 20th Amendment has been brought forward. They will attempt to deviate the topic from the matter regarding the courts on the 15th. In the coming days, a new noose will be brought down and quotations will be called for. Thereafter, they will call for applications for the post of the hangman. The President had stressed the capital punishment will be for those who are serving life in prison for drug offences and are continuing to engage in drug peddling. It is not for every other crime. Shouldn't the capital punishment be given to those who raped and murdered Vidya? The President has to sign that order. Why is the underworld only selected on this? They are attempting to steer the discussion onto a separate path. Drugs bring destruction to society as a whole. There is no point in constructing bridges, roads, waterways and schools if we do not control the impact caused by the drug trade on society. We hear of drugs and organized crimes. We need to take action to control drug peddling and organized crime.
Wildlife officers have successfully cornered around 40 wild elephants in an operation launched in the Katwewe area in Hambantota.
An operation to chase away the wild pachyderm terrorizing the Hambantota and Suryawava areas over a period of time was launched on the 9th. Personnel from 6 wildlife officers led by Assistant Director of Wildlife for the Southern Province, Prasanna Vimaladasa, were involved in this operation. Deputy Minister of Sustainable Development, Wildlife and Regional Development, Palida Tevara Peruma, was also seen getting involved in the operation. During the past 3 days, wildlife officers were successful in moving 5 elephants in the Madunagala area to the Wild Elephant Management Reserve in Hambantota. The operation to drive away the elephants in the Katwewe area commenced last afternoon. It was reported that the operation was supported by the local police and the area residents as well. 40 wild elephants were cornered into one area and they were steered towards the jungle area close to the construction site of the expressway in Hambantota. Wildlife officers said these elephants will be driven to the Wild Elephant Management Reserve this evening. Elephants come to this area to consume the garbage. This is a disappointing situation because the elephants are losing vegetation inside the jungles. The reason for this is ad hoc development projects. We are attempting to move the elephants to the Wild Elephant Management Reserve, but there too people are engaged in mining. There are illegal cultivations over there as well. The electric fences constructed are not up to standard. This is a disappointing situation. Another herd of around 40 wild elephants roaming in search of water and food reached the Mahakanadarawa reservoir in Mihintale last evening.
The Community Health Centre in Padikara Maduwa Galimbindunwawa in Anuradhapura, which was renovated under the Gammatha Wedadahasak initiative, was vested with the public today. The renovated health centre will benefit families living across 16 villages in the area. The fire which broke out in a retail store in Miriswatha has been contained. The fire broke out this morning in the first floor of a 3-storey building in the area. The Gampaha Fire Brigade, the Fire and Rescue Unit of the Gampaha Urban Council and the police worked to douse the fire. No casualties were reported. Three people were arrested at the Bandaranaike International Airport for the possession of foreign currency worth 48 million rupees. Among the arrests is an Indian, and customs spokesperson Sunil Jayaratne said the arrest was made when the suspects attempted to leave for Singapore early this morning. Police arrested 3 men who were attempting to sell a bracelet which contained Gajamutu or elephant pearls. Police said the arrest was made after luring the suspects using a sleuth. Police said the suspects had attempted to sell the bracelet for 12 million rupees. The suspects are from Beruwala and will be produced before the Kaluthara Magistrates Court today. An individual was killed when a motorbike veered off the road and crashed onto a wall in Ihalagama, Madampe. Our correspondent said the accident occurred at around 11 last night. The deceased was a Catholic priest. The remains, which were placed in Madampe Hospital, was later transferred to the Chilau General Hospital for further investigations. Further investigations will be carried out by the Madampe police. The renovation of the Kimbulwila Wattavawa in Dompe under the Vav Dahasak Gam Dahasak program commenced under the auspices of United National Party parliamentarian Harshana Rajakaruna.
Following the event, the MP responded to questions posed by the media. This is not a matter where he can make requests. The Chief Justice will be the decision maker. Back in the day, he could have chosen which case must be taken up. But now, neither he or I or even the President and Prime Minister can take such a decision. The decision will be made by the Chief Justice, and as a government that respects the judiciary and the law, we will be bound to that decision.
The American Chamber of Commerce, together with Stax, an analytics company, came together to FDI Landscape and Investor Sentiment in Sri Lanka 2018, a report looking into the Sri Lanka's FDI landscape and US investor perspectives in Sri Lanka. The report brings various FDI-related statistics from multiple sources in order to paint a picture of the quantum of FDI coming into Sri Lanka. The report goes on to elaborate that the FDI growth has slowed down in recent years. The report also looks into recent developments that will impact the FDI moving forward and also steps that can be taken to improve the current rate of the FDI, such as new tax schemes and new investment projects. And that's a wrap of Lunchtime News. For a comprehensive report on these stories and many more, join us again on our Primetime News at 9 tonight. For the News System, I'm Azra Hassan. Have a good day.